Alright, so here we are on a level.
We're back.
Hey, here we are, we're back.
Ow.
Yeah, so
I keep forgetting to turn that down
the
first.
volume is
Noob.
pretty loud.
Noob Let's Player, yay. And I died already.
Hold on. This level looks pretty difficult, so what's the strategy that you used eventually in the end? Because we know you overcame this level eventually. Well, I know you.
I'm not quite certain if I had a strategy on this one or not. I think I just tried to find a way to blast through it and it almost worked.
You were doing pretty well there.
Eh. I'll be honest, this is not a walkthrough. Why? I don't have a strategy for some of this.
Oh, you almost made it there.
As you can plainly see. I guess this is picking up.
You're doing well here. Ooh. You've just gone over.
Yeah, it's hard to think properly when everything's... Well, you're going fast anyway. The rest of the wands don't leave you a lot of room if you try and blow through like that, apparently.
Don't you wish you were the red wand? Hey, you won.
You mean the ones that don't die?
You won.
Because these are not lightsabers. To compare them to lightsabers is wrong, because lightsabers would actually reflect off of each other. You just die.
Anyway, alright, so this level looks a
there
little
was
bit
that.
more,
It's more of a pattern to work off of here, except I failed. I don't know. I don't ever recognize these patterns at first. Because everything has a pattern. Some of them are just a little harder than others.
So, there are only... So, as far as I could see, there were only, 4 colors of wands. White, red, blue, and yellow, right?
Yeah.
The dots...
Oh, 4 colors. Of course, none of them get hurt by anything
trapped.
except you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can kill them.
Okay.
Can't you?
Sort of.
Like-
Not directly. I guess you're a very passive-aggressive pacifist. I don't know.
I don't think these wands even have personalities.
Eh.
They might, I don't know.
The others seem very automated, but... Since you can't kill anyone directly, I have to assume the white wand is very passive-aggressive. It won't hurt anyone directly.
You're trapped here.
No, that was purposeful. That was to dodge all of them.
Ooh.
Like I said, patterns, they work well.
Kind of like Toho, once you learn the fight...
Yeah, sort of. Except, you know, you can't really sit in one spot in that game and be safe. It's entirely possible in here. Actually, all the checkpoints are like,
No.
yeah, fail.
Too bad. At least you got past level 41.
Yeah. I think this one takes a while. And I really should have cut this part a little bit.
Yes.
Whee. Once again, noob Let's Player, yada yada yada.
You know what I think? You should do...
Eh.
You should do, never mind, actually. Oh, careful.
That was close.
Uh-oh,
Oh, come on.
careful.
That one's moving slowly. So I guess that's good.
Ooh.
Nope, fail. Again.
Too bad there's a wall of, mines. You know, I was in Israel recently and there were minefields where we were driving. Not directly, but there were minefields, and it was... Because... Just goes to show how old they were. They only swept one part of the road. They just left the minefields. They just left the minefields there. And they were so poorly concealed. Like, seriously, there was giant rock piles. Like, come on. They were just so poorly concealed. Like, even I could do a better job than that.
I don't know if those are meant to be concealed. Are you sure someone wasn't marking them?
You know, you might have a point. I never really.
Because if the mines are too close together, you don't really want to detonate them to get rid of them, because they might all detonate.
You know, that might be true. Apparently they were all bouncing.
That might be my Hollywood mentality going. I don't know. It's like some kind of mine chain reaction, but I suppose it could happen.
No, they were all.
I don't know.
They were all bouncing Bettys, apparently. That just goes to show how old they were. What if they still worked after all this time? Only one way to find out. Boom. Yeah. That is one. That is one way to find out.
Not the best way to find out, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, if you. I mean, if you have like a minesweeper or something of the sort, then I guess you could.
Minesweeper.
Well, there is such a thing. Oh.
Darn me and my game mentality. I think I see your Minesweeper. I think grid.
I see Minesweeper and I think ship or tank. Oh, I also think tank. I'm guilty. All right, so I see you're on a red and blue dot, meaning that yellow dot is that yellow wand isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that yellow wand just kind of sits there.
I wonder why they call them wands and not sticks.
I don't know. And yeah. That's why this video is labeled Epic Fail.
So here we are at Surge version 2. Dr. Kuranov here failed to complete this level last time.
A lot.
That's okay, though. I probably couldn't do any better. Probably not even survive this long.
Survive this long. You know how many game overs I've gotten by this point? Or do you mean keep your sanity?
Like, I would have lost all my patience.
I was gonna say, it's like you're gonna lose your sanity by this point. Not that I did this all in a day. I would have lost it. You'd think I would have figured out the patterns by this point.
Takes practice, I guess.
It looks so much more obvious when you're watching it.
Alright. There's the slow moving blue wand there.
Yes.
Really, I think the red, blue, and yellow dots are kind of pretty, except they're very malevolent in the fact that all
Okay, how did that
all
happen? Blech.
Please note that although enemy wands can go through the mines as if they weren't there.
Yes. Because almost none of the stuff that kills you seems to kill them. Mines and having temporary dots on their path disappear. That's about it, really.
You know,
nothing else kills them.
This whole thing reminds me of this one part in Neverwinter Nights where you had to get colored rods and activate them in order to open up this gate in this one dungeon. I kind of finagled my way through it. I didn't activate all of them, but I just passed through it. And for some reason, I actually kept some of the rods and I wasn't supposed to. Like, so what am I supposed to do with this? They're taking up inventory space. And what are you doing here? You seem to be vacillating.
I'm waiting for an opportunity.
Which you don't get.
I failed. Because I was probably impatient by this point.
Really, I should play this game. See, actually, I probably shouldn't play this game.
Well, it also depends if it's illegal for you to do this game or not. I mean, this game is abandonware. The ROMs are a little bit trickier. You can download them, yes. The ROMs for emulating the computers. And I really doubt anyone would go to stop you from stealing a Performa ROM, but
this looks hard.
Ah.
Ow.
Yeah, it's hard to get things to where you could just go through.
Avast. Screw you, Avast. I'd be pissed if that happened. I believe that once happened during a World of Warcraft raid, and I was healing. Yes, this Lugia used to be a World of Warcraft healer. I am not ashamed. I was a very good one. I could probably do it again.
I used to be a clan lord healer, and if anybody even knows what that game is...
Have you ever seen Super Mario Bros. Frustration?
Yeah. I guess the closest thing I've played is, you know, the Lost Levels.
Oh god, the Lost Levels.
Which is Japan's Super Mario Brothers 2, which they didn't give to Americans and reskinned Doki Doki no Panic because they thought Americans were a bunch of pussies who couldn't handle Super Mario Brothers 2. So there you go. That's what Japan thinks of you. They think you're all softcore gamers.
So that was the reason why they reskinned Doki Doki Panic to be Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, not that it was a bad game. It just wasn't Super Mario Brothers 2.
And it was just different. Like, you know, too different.
Very much. So people are going, this doesn't seem like Super Mario Brothers.
You kill the wand.
Yes. Yes.
Now you can go over there and be safe.
One of the only ways you can actually do that sort of thing. That, and it also blows up the switches, which I didn't know until this level, and burn.
Oh, and you hit the...
Stupid little spark kills you. That seems to be a theme of a lot of the games I've been playing lately. Everything kills you. The game I'm playing right now, you can get killed by a broom.
Well, a broom can be a very lethal object.
A broom that's moving by itself. It's sweeping. How does it kill you? It's sweeping.
What game is this? Dark Castle?
Yes, Dark Castle. Spoiler! Too late for that now, though. And yes, I am still working on it.
Yeah, what platform was that for? The DOS?
Mac originally, and then it was ported to DOS and to Commodore 64, I think, and Genesis and CDI.
What was it called? Commodore? Was Commodore 64 a computer? I don't even know too much.
Yeah, I believe so. I'll be honest, I've never used one of them, so I don't know.
Can you be killed by the explosion that the bombs cause?
Yes. Although I haven't had that happen because I'm not going to be sitting around where the bomb is going to explode. Thank you very much. But yeah.
Well, you're destroying a fair number of these wands.
Well, yeah, you have to blow the bombs up, or at least most of the bombs up in here, because otherwise you'll have wands hitting the switch like all the time, and the door will keep opening and closing. But you don't really want to destroy all the switches either, because then you might get it stuck in the closed position.
And then at that point...
And then you can't complete the level, and you might as well just run smack into a wand right now.
Could you go into the door as it is right now? Would you do?
Yeah, there's only the one switch up there, and anything on the path of that switch was far away at that point. And...
so many temporaries.
Yep. You better be sure where you're going, because you ain't going back.
You killed a wand.
Yep.
You killed another wand.
There's plenty of dead wands in this level, because they're all on temporary dots. And yay, bonus.
You're doing pretty well.
Well, when I can get rid of the wands, then yes, you tend to do well in these situations. I think...
Don't tell me you're going for the bonus
I'm
dots.
going for the bonus
You are going
dots.
for the bonus dots.
And I actually had a plan. I've had a plan to go back. Sometimes I don't plan these things, though. Yep. And I believe I can actually get right through this, yeah. One of the rare levels where I do just blast right through it.
And what are these hourglass? Oh, what? What? I guess you need them.
The hourglasses add like 10 seconds of time and 1,000 points, so I guess they're kind of like bonus dots.
This looks so easy. This level.
Another level where it's much easier if you're not going for a crap ton of bonuses. which I'm going for some, but I'm definitely not going for all of them, and I died. I died from that stupid thing. That was dumb. Then again, there's a lot of dumb deaths in these videos.
So this is Mac, and then ported to DOS, and then 1996 was ported again.
I don't remember if the ClockWerx was Mac and PC. Ultimate ClockWerx is, which is basically just re-release, but yeah. ClockWerx is a lot different though. There's more obstacles and more things, so it's actually more complicated, and they're all new levels.
I see a cluster of dots in the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Will he go for them?
I'm not sure if I.
Bait?
And yeah, there's a pattern to these things, but there's like a bouncing pattern to these that I.
Oh, now you're safe. You win.
And there's checkpoint. Yay. I think I might try and go for some of the bonuses here.
Oh, they're rolling and bouncing or whatever they do here too.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's called Ratchet.
But you can't go for the dot here. It's a mine.
Oh, and then I died. But I got points, and then I think at that point I just say, nah, I don't need the rest of them. I'm leaving now. And extra life, so a couple of them, so it made up for that. And
see, a lot of the wands here are moving slower.
Actually, they're all moving at different speeds.
Ooh.
So that's the complicated part.
Hairpin. That's what it's called.
This one's interesting. I think that's the one complaint I have about this game, is that sound is so much louder than all of the other sounds, so if you decide to oscillate against a wall, you're going to have loud sounds pumped into your ears.
This is very rhythmic, though.
Yes, this whole game can be very rhythmic. And then I can finally go through, and this level seems to only give you a minute from the time you start moving. So, now I have about 20 seconds.
Don't go for the bonuses.
I'm just trying to go through.
Do you make it?
Nope.
Nope.
And the checkpoint
You almost
dots,
made it.
the checkpoint dots save your time too.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
How do you get past this?
I think I waited until it was clear up on the checkpoint dot, because the timer doesn't start until you do something to change your movement, so
8. 7.
I think I just die. Yeah. I believe you lose a life if you run out of time. I don't remember if I ever actually figured that out, though.
Well, of course you would die if you ran out of time. That's what happens in a lot of games. You run out of time, you you fail the mission, or you die.
Well, in reckless driving, your score just starts ticking down.
There's a game called Reckless Driving?
Yes, there's a game called... Actually... Wait, is there more than one game called... there's Flash games called Reckless Driving, but we don't talk about those. Or are they Shockwave games? Yeah, whatever. And going around this way... 2,
Do you make it?
1, 0, and finish.
Oh! That was awesome.
Yeah. You know those movies?
What are these? What are these things?
Those movies where the time bomb stops on the fraction of a second. Yeah, that was that.
What's that? Is that like a warp button?
Teleporter dots. Yep. And
Oh, God.
luckily, they're not too complicated here because they all correspond to the other position on the other grid.
And you warp to the goal. Seemed easy enough.
Yeah, that one was...
I gotta know how to do the get a good capture device. A good capture device. So, what's the name of this capture device that you're using?
I'm using an Elgato capture device, the Game Capture HD.
Is it
Depends
free?
on what game consoles you're wanting to capture, whether that will work well for your purposes or not, though.
I meant for this one. What are you using
to capture
or are you
this?
using the same device?
It's like... I want to say Camtasia, but that's the paid thing. I think it's like Cam Studio or whatever open source program corresponds with that. And then, can't remember what codec I'm using to capture this. Whoops, I warped right onto a spike. Derp. Yeah, this one's a little more complicated as far as teleporter dots go. And I went, I don't care about the bonus dots, I just want to get out of here. Even though I could have easily gotten that one that was right there near the goal, but whatever. Big time bonus, who cares? And I think this ends up being my high score for a single session. I'm not sure.
I should really get balance, or however you pronounce
Balance?
it. Balance.
I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced, but there's a
Balance.
shareware game called Balance that's like a wooden labyrinth ball rolling type thing too. Not nearly on the same level as Balance, but yeah, so I have to separate the two games somehow.
Uh-oh.
I could have actually not died there too. I wasn't trapped like it looked like I was. Wee.
Such pretty colors.
I steal your bonus.
Yep. You might not have known this, but there was a handheld console in England called the Gizmondo. Did you ever hear about that?
Oh God, the Gizmondo.
I wanted one, but it's a good thing I didn't get one.
Didn't the Gizmondo have such classics like Sticky Balls and other such, you know, games that no one remembers?
It was terrible. Like, only 36,000 of them sold in the first year.
Are they making a movie based on the story of the epic failure of the Gizmondo now? Speaking of failure, yeah, I died again. Yay. I don't know. I think there was rumors or talks of such a thing.
They need to make a World of Warcraft movie finally. They really do.
Oh, what now? Didn't they make a Warcraft movie?
Huh?
I don't know if you made a Warcraft movie. I don't know if you call it World of Warcraft because it's the Warcraft universe, which I'm somewhat familiar with because, you know, real-time strategy games. Which I suck at, but I played them anyway. So
I tried League of Legends. No, just no. I can't get into it.
I don't think it runs on mine.
Huh?
As I said, I don't think I can run that because my computer.
You might on low
because
graphics.
My computer fails.
And you can't update the graphics card because it's integrated. So.
Yeah, laptop update. What's that?
Maybe you could get new drivers?
I think the driver pool on this is run dry by this point.
Yeah, my drivers. I was having trouble on MechWarrior online.
Intel X3100. Ooh. It's bad.
Okay, so
anyone who has had anything with that chipset in it knows what I'm talking about.
I probably had that a while back. But here's a good story. I was having problems running MechWarrior online because it was lagging and slow and the graphics looked terrible. I'm like, you know what? I think so. Like, okay, is anybody else like in game? Is anybody else having like terrible lag? A couple of people said yes. One guy said no. I'm like, so I'm not the only one. But then I eventually figured. So then I pulled Facebook and I eventually figured out that my drivers were actually 10 versions old. I'm like, well, that's a problem.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Now you know why the first thing tech support suggests is, have you updated your drivers? Well, actually, that's not the first thing they suggest.
Is my graphics is an NVIDIA? My processor is an Intel Core i7 with an NVIDIA GeForce 560M with 2 GB of RAM. Considering upgrading my RAM though. It's simple. All I have to do is add chips. That's it. Then I can get like 16 GB of RAM.
My dad wonders how I can run the things that I do with only 2 GB of RAM. The answer?
I don't.
Efficient codecs. At least for this 256 color stuff.
So anyway,
MSU screen capture codec, convert to zip block, motion video.
you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. You got this. Yay!
That took a little while.
Extra life.
Yay.
This level doesn't look all that bad.
The wands move at slightly different speeds, which is why the name Interlace makes sense.
There's the wall hitting sound again.
Yep. And of course you have to go through the mess of wands over there because wall of spikes. Yay. What fun.
Yeah, but considering there was this one MMO. There was this one MMO that I really loved to play called Bots. I'm pretty sure I told you about it. Let me give the audience a little bit of background. Okay, in Bots, you are a computer program made manifest in the computer.
Yeah.
You are called a bot, and there are 3 types of bots: RAM, Surge, and Bit. And at least I think that's what it is. I know RAM and Surge were 2. I'm not sure what the third one was. I think it was Bit. Anyway, each bot corresponded to different things. Like Surge was a tank, RAM was DPS, and Bit was support. There were no real healers in that game. It was up to you to keep yourself alive. So anyway, here's how it worked. It was a 2.5 dimensional. Actually, no, it was a 3-dimensional side-scrolling game, platformer. And you were armed with your melee weapon and a gun and a shield if you were high enough level, and you could get different armor parts and different guns if you cleared bosses. If you cleared certain bosses, and like certain bosses have certain rewards, but it was bland. Like, each boss would be essentially the same thing, and the game was broken, very broken.
Oh come on. So close.
Anyway, the game was broken, very broken. For example, the loot system. Oh my god, the loot system. Here's how the loot system worked. It wouldn't happen all the time, but when the boss died, a box would fly out in a random direction, and whoever got to the box first would get the loot. What?
Sounds realistic to me.
It's realistic? It's realistic, yeah, but it's a terrible system. There were also dedicated rooms just to people who had the luck aura, because then you could get, like, tons of drops. If you didn't have the luck aura, you weren't allowed in the room. And of course, the luck aura cost actual money. That was how the game. There were so many things in that game that you had to pay actual money for, or win in a contest.
Oh,
for example, a group res. I actually won in a contest, and I got a 50-time use, 30? A 50-time use group res. You press G and everyone was dead before the timer ran out. You would resurrect everybody, including yourself, if you were dead. So that was basically an extra life for everyone. But you would get people hawking you to just use it. If you said, "Oh, I have a res," people said, use it. But yeah, like
don't tell people about the items you have, then you get people begging you to use them. I thought this was obvious.
Yes, but then once it was obvious that my group was struggling a lot, so I'm like, dude, you guys, come on, I have a group res. Should I just use it? I had to use it like twice. It was embarrassing.
The spark doesn't kill you when it's red, so yeah. This level. This level.
Yeah, but bots soon, for a good reason, acclaim games. The MMOs were good. Aside from the loot system, I just liked them. They kept me coming back for some reason, even though they were terrible for some reason. I just really liked them.
Are these even still up anymore?
No, the MMOs, they're gone. They're gone. They're private servers now, dedicated to running them.
I hear of the weird MMOs, like golf and fishing. Yes, such things do exist. Yes, I have actually played them.
Fishing?
Yes.
Let me guess, you can buy other rods when you sell your fish or whatever, right?
I guess. I don't really remember. I didn't play that one very long.
There was one game I listened to playing. I played Mabinogi for like 2 minutes. I walked through the character creation. Okay, cool, character creation. And then, like, as soon as I logged into the game, 10 in-game pop-ups. I'm like, I can't play the game like this.
I don't remember that happening, but...
Well, it was probably because it was like a Christmas holiday or whatever. Like, I can't play like this. Besides, there was no tutorial whatsoever. Well, there was a small tutorial, like how to move.
How to move.
I believe it was point and click. Was it point and click?
I don't know. I used to play it a lot, but...
Can your computer even run Mabinogi?
Yeah. It runs it just fine.
No. Your computer wouldn't... Yes, but another MMO by that company, you would not run Vindictus.
No. I tried.
You could not... What happened? Did the game just crash, or what?
It ran slowly.
Like how slowly?
I don't know. 10, 15 frames per second? Really? I don't have time for a codec call. Leave me alone.
Should we pause?
Ah. Not important. I don't recognize the number, so I'm not going to pick it up.
My phone.
This is Snake. Who is this? How does everyone know my phone number?
I can't do a good Snake voice.
Or I could do the Ego Raptor Snake. How does everyone know my phone number? God! Yo, what up, B-boy Snake Dog G? What? How does everyone know my phone number?
Psycho Mantis would know Snake's phone number.
So, I see you like to play Castlevania. Dang, you're good.
Yeah, certain games. There was there a GameCube release? You told me there was a GameCube.
Yes, there was a GameCube one.
Wasn't it originally for the PS1?
Yes, we have it. It's on 2 discs. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, it requires 2 discs. Which I think
makes me wonder how you'd run it on an emulator.
I don't think it's too complicated. And finally, yay. This level is frustrating. One of the good examples of difficulty spikes. Kind of like my voice did there.
Not a problem. One thing, to change the subject, one thing doesn't make sense to me.
What?
In Pokemon, all the evolutions make some degree of sense. However, in its other counterpart Digimon, the evolutions do not make sense.
The fact that something changes form so dramatically in the space of less than a minute doesn't really make much sense anyway, so whatever.
You need to hit the red switch here, Dallin.
Yeah, I was kind of trapped between doors. And
Ooh.
that was dumb.
Just bad timing.
Whee!
Is there like a victory party, victory screen when you complete all the levels?
It's a victory screen of some kind. I don't imagine it's all that cinematic or anything.
Like the victory screens in Vet, could you knock your opponent's car off the road?
I don't think so. That tends to just make you wreck.